better, cheaper, faster, more productive, more creative, because we think that is going to represent $30 trillion in market cap during the next 10 years. And we are just beginning.
Hey guys and dolls, and welcome into another video. My name is Jason, and the stock that we are going to be talking about today is on a 50% sale. It's actually blown down in price about 50%. The revenues have gone up 100% since last year, and they did actually have their Q4 earnings that did come out in February this year, just gone 2 weeks ago, and they did actually blow away expectations, and they had revenues of over £1 billion. The stock that we are going to be talking about today, ARK Invest have been heavily buying up over the last few weeks, and they have extended it to their #1 position in their ARK G ETF. So the stock that we are talking about is going to be TELADOC Health. So let's dive into the computer and let's do a full chart analysis and my thoughts and views on the stock TDOC, which is for TELADOC Health. And if you do find value at any point in this video, then all I ask is that you hit that like button and hit that big red subscribe button and consider joining this family of investors on YouTube. Let's go! So up on my screen, guys, is the TELADOC website, and what they do is they are a service provider, a virtual online provider for healthcare in the US. Now this company has been growing rapidly and they are a very high growth stock, so they have been hit hard by this correction that we have seen in the market. And if I do go onto the charts really quickly, you can see that we were actually sitting at highs at the beginning of the year of over $300, and we have come all the way back down to about $190 by the time that I'm making this video on the 10th of March. Now we did actually reach a low of $170, which does represent about a 50% decrease from those highs earlier this year. So that is absolutely amazing, the fact that we've been given a sale on such a high growth stock, guys. And if I go into Google Trends, you guys can see that the price prediction for the top analysts moving through in the next 5 years, we can see that it is predicted that this stock may be worth up to $835 US, which will represent a 353% increase from the current share price today. So that is a lot of profit if I'm going to be to hold this in my portfolio for the long term. Now I want to go on to their website again just so I can show you a few more metrics about TELADOC. So on the TELADOC website, we can see that they say that they are life-changing experts on medical advice. Essentially, in the US, you can now actually use this streaming service to call a doctor. They can give you medical advice. And some clip that I'm about to play you right now by Kathy, which will explain in much more detail about Livorno, which is another side to their business, a merger that did happen. There was an acquisition where TELADOC actually did acquire them, and this side of their business, guys, has a huge potential for massive revenues. Kathy Wood describes this as a $30 trillion industry moving into the next 10 years, and TELADOC have barely even touched the surface with their AI capacities to tap into this emerging market, which Kathy Wood describes as a disruptive innovation. So make sure to watch this clip because this is very interesting, and Kathy Wood has a fantastic point as to why she is invested so heavily right now in TELADOC.
We had a great opportunity to buy into TELADOC when the stay-at-home stocks were starting to flatten out as the vaccine was on the horizon. TELADOC was one of those stocks, and it then was hurt by an acquisition it made, Livongo. This is a beautiful acquisition for TELADOC. The most important variable, again, I'm going to come back to AI over and over again, because we think that is going to represent $30 trillion in market cap during the next 10 years. And we are just beginning. So with Livongo, TELADOC now has one of the best artificial intelligence teams and some of the best data. That's the other thing we'll come back to. Most data, best quality data. And we think the combination of TELADOC and Livongo is going to be a powerhouse. One services more the acute setting in medicine, and that would be TELADOC itself primarily. And Livongo is more involved on the chronic side. So chronic conditions, kidney conditions, mental health, and so forth. So we believe that with this data, these two companies, now that they're together, now that they put their AI teams together, are going to be able to help make the healthcare ecosystem better, cheaper, faster, more productive, more creative. What we say about all kinds of innovation, they're in a beautiful position to do this.
So I am on the ARK website, and you can see that this is the #1 holding in Cathie Wood's ARK G ETF. So she is actually holding over 3,500,000 shares, roughly, at the time I'm making this video. So that is a lot of capital to entrust. And guys, this is just in the ARK G. Cathie Wood does actually also hold this inside her ARK K ETF. So let's go over to her ARK K ETF and see where she's holding this. So this is actually ranked as number 4, and she's holding about a 5% weight of her portfolio. And again, she is holding over 6 million shares. So this is a much larger position that she's holding in her ARK K. Cathie Wood has a lot of conviction. After seeing that clip, I would also love to hear from you in the comments what you think of TELADOC and if you are in fact a TELADOC holder. So up on my screen, guys, is the TELADOC health report for the 4th quarter of this year, and we can see that we have actually grown revenues by 145% year over year, and we did actually have a revenue growth of 100% to $1 billion in total. Now this represents a massive increase and was accelerated due to the Rona, and of course this is not expected to increase that much more, and the CEO has actually come out in a recent interview and he has stated, and again I will leave the link to this interview in case you do want to watch it in my description, and he has said that they are likely to only increase subscriptions by new members by about 2% this year. He has said that this is a very, very conservative estimate, and again we are likely to still see a much higher increase as we have had. So we will have to see how that does play out, but as Cathie Wood says, the artificial intelligence system in Livorno is expected to reach a much larger capacity and scale as the next decade comes into innovative, disruptive technology, and their artificial intelligence system is very high tech. So if we go onto the charts, we can actually see that we did have that big sell-off, and we are sitting at layers which are oversold on the RSI. We have actually just come back in, which would confirm a nice place for entry. If we actually manage to come back down into that layer of support around the $180 to the $170 range, that would actually place us right now on the best position of entry in my eyes. But guys, always make sure to do your own due diligence and research, because this is just for education and entertainment only, and I am not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but I have, and I will tell you that I have actually started a position in TELADOC Health just recently on this dip. I actually did buy in some shares yesterday, and I will start to average my position in, especially if we do see any more downturns in this stock. Cathie Wood does believe that this is going to be a multi-bag stock, and her conviction must be incredibly strong for it to be the #1 stock in her ARK G ETF, and to have it so high up in her ARK K ETF, then we know that she has a lot of conviction. And top analysts right now, guys, are projecting a future growth revenue by the end of this year to be in about the $300 range. So that does present us with about another 50% upside. And on Yahoo Finance, we can also see that right now this is a strong buy by analysts rated in March. So again, there is a lot of conviction for this stock going forward. So I'm happy to add shares right now at this price. And I do think that the next layer of resistance for this stock is at around that $228 range, which I'm going to draw up on the screen for you guys now. So where I plan to take profits is actually if we start to cross over that barrier of entry and we go above that $230, I will start to pull out maybe a small position and then look for any further dips that I can buy back in and start to ride up that wave. So that is just something that I wanted to bring to your attention. TELADOC Health does seem like it has a lot of growth ahead of it. This could be an absolute multi-bag, a 5x stock in the coming years as predicted from Google Analytics. You guys can see that it does have a 350% upside in the next 5 years. So perhaps over the next decade, this stock could really start to grow out exponentially as a disruptive and innovative stock. So we will have to wait and see. Please let me know if you did enjoy this video, if you are going to in fact start a position, or perhaps you are a TELADOC Health shareholder. I would absolutely love to hear from you. My name is Jason. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, then I just want to say thank you for making it this far. I really appreciate all of your support on this channel. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already, and hit that big red subscribe button and join this family of investors on YouTube. I make videos on the stock market every day, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon for some more content on investing. And as I always say, guys, at the end of my video, don't forget to have your cup of tea. Ciao. Quarter. So up on my screen, guys, is the TELADOC 4th quarter financials.